What up, y'all? It's your man, Abuamerican. Hey, just a quick thing I wanted to talk about. Basically, I wanted to say that when we look at Western governments, I'm talking predominantly Europe. If you're in Europe, UK, mainland Europe, France, Germany, Spain, all these places, I want to say your government has failed you. And not only have they failed you, they've betrayed you. Now, I'm not calling towards any sorts of, you know, revolt or overthrowing the governments, but you have to look at it like this. There have been multiple terrorist attacks over, you know, various periods of time. I can close this door because it's like all this background noise. Over multiple periods of time, a short period of time. Now, although there have been like attacks in Europe, Alexander Breivik and whatnot, it's very rare that like white males attack their own populace. It's just a reality. They do have problems, but not to the scale that we've seen recently. Now, if we look at the scale of immigration, shot through the roof, and we look at the scale of attacks and its increase, shot through the roof. I know they say correlation and causation aren't always the same, but I think in this case we can make that sort of connection that the import of several million individuals with a foreign culture. It's not even going to religion because I'm a Muslim. I don't go out just shooting up people. I know hundreds of Muslims, literally, that don't go out and shoot up people. These are people who served in the U.S. and the British military. They've served in the French armed forces. They've served in multiple armed forces throughout the West. And we do have our loyalty because we're from these countries, you know. And at the end of the day, these are our people, our family, our friends, people we went to school with, people we grew up with. They're from here. We don't want to see harm come to them. Would we like to see them become Muslim? Of course, because we believe Islam is a beautiful way of life. But we wouldn't want to see them harmed or killed. And we wouldn't take that action upon ourselves. Kind of like white Europeans in their own countries. Nonetheless, let's come back on topic. Now, they've imported all these individuals who are highly unassimilatable. How do you say that? They're very difficult to assimilate into the culture. And we see this from the Turks in Germany. How many generations have the Turks been here? Since World War II. And you'll go into areas of Germany where the people still speak Turkish. They speak German with an accent. Most Turkish don't, but they haven't really assimilated into German culture. And it's been 50, 60 plus years. How long now since the end of the Second World War? 19 what? Was it 35, 45, 1945, 1948? Whenever it ended, it was 45, 48-ish. They still haven't assimilated into German culture. That's a problem. Now we've got millions of people coming in out of the blue. They don't even speak German. They weren't really invited here by the German people like the Turks were. They weren't welcome because the Turks were allies to the Nazis at the time. So how is this supposed to work? Now, how did the government fail you? First and foremost, they disarmed you. They took your weapons away. They made it impossible, if not impossible, then exceptionally difficult to own weapons for the general populace. Now, you could say, oh, it's dangerous to have the general populace with guns. Fine, fair enough. But isn't it dangerous to have a highly hostile segment of your population with guns and the rest of the population without it? I think that's proven to be very accurate in the case of France. They've seen multiple attacks where their populace can't defend themselves while the police have to cower behind cars while these guys light it up with like military-grade weapons. I'd rather see 10 French citizens with handguns taking on one guy, two guys with military-grade weapons than just seeing two guys with military-grade weapons going around cutting down entire neighborhoods. They failed you. And not only did they fail you, they've been treacherous to you. And how have they been treacherous? While they made it illegal for you to own weapons, they are protected 24/7 by men with weapons. They've banned you from having the weapons that protect them. They have men to protect them with weapons that they banned you from having. Think about that. You're not allowed to protect your family, your loved ones, your friends with the very weapons that they have men walking around protecting them with. If that's not treachery, what is? Tell me. Because I sit here and I think about it and I'm like, you know, Angela Merkel, all these politicians, Francois Hollande or whoever these guys are, whoever the leader of Britain is right now. These guys have armed men to protect them and their families 24/7, while they tell us we can't have guns to protect the people that we love. They failed us, and they've been treacherous towards us. Now what the solution is? That I can't call. I don't like bringing problems, you know. An officer said that to me in the military. He said, don't bring me your problems, bring me solutions. And the solution is, I don't know. You gotta vote these guys out of office. Gotta get the guys back in the office who believe that the average citizen is a responsible adult with agency and can handle weapons, and he can make choices for himself. Anyway, that's my take. I got another video I want to do on like immigrants and whatnot, because I just had an experience recently. Actually, let me just go ahead and throw it in the video right now. No, I'm going to make a special video just for that one. Anyway, this is your man, Abuamerican. Catch my Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook all at Abuamerican. I'm out.